welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Before I get started, I'd like to thank TV47. I'd like to thank Robert especially for all they do and all he does to help us put on our program to let you know about events in the community. I am very excited about this program because this is about a lot of the things that I do, and joining me today is our director at the library, Tracey Thomas. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you, Mandy. It's nice to be back.
Right.
Haven't been on TV in a while.
It's been a while. Well, we have a lot of new and exciting things going on at work, and we'd like to, would you just share some of those things going on?
Sure. A lot of people have asked, and you said make sure you tell them we're open.
Yes,
so
yes.
A lot of people have asked, is the library back open? And we are. We know that this last year has been a little bit kind of crazy for a lot of people, and but we are back open. We've been back open since June the 1st of last year. We were open partially in May for some light service, but we opened back up June the 1st. And so we are open, and we have got some COVID modifications that we want to share with you just briefly, but we have some exciting things like a new drive-through window.
Yes, that is so well used.
It is, and I think people are beginning to pick up on that. There's a picture of that for you, Robert's put up there. People are beginning to realize that that is open and it's available, and people can do the same thing in the drive-through window that they can do if they come into the library. We do faxing, scanning, copying.
Yeah.
It's very handy, especially if it's raining outside. We know there are a lot of people that, maybe it's a little more difficult for them to get into the building. So the drive-through window has been a very nice addition to our library service, and not just for COVID, but for ease of use, for somebody that maybe has a disability, or somebody that has small children in the car, and it's just easy to come through the drive-through window and pick things up. So please, we encourage you to utilize that drive-through window, and it is open and available the hours that we are open.
The same hours, okay.
You can return your books in the drive-through window, but we also have an external book drop now, so that when we're closed, when we're not there, and there's a picture of that for you, you can just put your books there. You can put your books there if we're open, it doesn't matter, but there's a separate book drop now that you can utilize. So those are a couple of the new things. One of the things that we're doing a little bit different inside the library that we also want to mention is to be safe and to be sanitary, and to keep, the ability to sanitize surfaces. We've taken our desktop computers out, and we have Chromebooks now that we are utilizing. We're letting you check one of those out at the front counter when you come in, and that way we know when you leave, we sanitize it, we get it clean, and we know that it's ready for the next patron that comes in, and that's working out really well. So of course we encourage you to take your Chromebook into the computer center and sit there, which is socially distanced now, and sit there and use your Chromebook there, but also we know that if you need to move to some other part of the library to use that, maybe you need assistance and you brought somebody with you to help you, you may want to take a back table. So we have that now as well. So if you walk in and you see there's no computers in there, it's because we're utilizing Chromebooks so that we can make sure those things are being sanitized.
And those are downstairs and upstairs. We have them available too.
Absolutely.
In our study rooms and things.
Absolutely. And so, of course, it's that time of the year. We have summer reading that's about to start. And that is Mandy's area of expertise. And so I'm glad to get to be here today, Mandy, and just kind of talk with you a little bit about summer reading, because you've been working really hard. You and Marilyn upstairs on the children's floor, you've been working really hard to put something together. And we're excited to do an in-person summer reading again. Virtual worked okay last year, but we are excited to get to see people again face to face.
We are so thrilled to be able to be in person, and we've decided that since our auditorium is very large, but still we have large crowds for summer reading, we've decided to have our Monday and Wednesday programs, which are our outside performers, magicians and jugglers and animal acts. We're having those at the park across from Bluebell. It's Bluebell Pavilion in Central Park. There it is, yes. It's a large covered area, so I know it'll be warm in the summer, but this will enable everyone to come who wants to come.
Yes, we recognize too that there's still some people that are they're not comfortable being out in a large crowd, and so we thought that this is a way that we can return to in-person programming and at the same time make people comfortable about being able to social distance. So because it will be outdoors, there will not be seating there. how are we asking people to handle that?
Bring your own lawn chairs if you would like to. I think bring a towel if you want to sit on the floor of the pavilion or in the grass. Just however you want to do it. I think it'll be great.
I think so too. And we recognize too that there may be days where it rains or that there's bad weather. Now I think that if it's a light sprinkle outside, I think we'll probably carry on the show as planned.
That's a very large pavilion.
It's a very large pavilion, and I want to say thank you too to Jim Armstrong and the Parks and Rec Center for partnering with us to make this happen this summer, because we have had so many requests to please bring back in-person programs. But if there is a weather day where the weather's just really bad, or we think it's maybe a little too risky to have people outdoors, how are we going to handle that?
Well, we're going to ask our, whoever's coming to perform that day will come back to the library and perform in our auditorium. Not for a group, because still with COVID, we don't want to have a large group in there, but they will perform, and we will video that and make it available on our Facebook page and our website for the next week. So you won't miss it.
We want to be very respectful of people that still want to participate but are just not ready to be in the crowd yet. And so we think that that'll be a great way to handle that. And the performers have been great to accommodate us on that, because obviously this is their livelihood and we don't want to take anything away, but they've all said that they would allow us to run that on our Facebook page for a limited time.
And not just if the weather is bad. Even if we're there and we have a live performance, I think Sarah and Samantha are going to do some video. They're going to tape the performance and make it available in case it's just you don't feel like coming out, in a large group like that, but you won't miss it. You can watch it for the next week.
People always ask, is there any charge for your programs?
No, everything is free. We want everything to be free. I think it'll be so much fun.
Now, one of the things that I want to make clear is that, the summer reading program, it has 3 components.
Yes.
And I think, the summer library program has 3 components, and the summer reading program is one of those components, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I want to make that clear that we're talking about 3 completely separate aspects of the summer library program. And this is the enrichment programs that we're talking about will be held at the pavilion there at Central Park. That will be there, but let's talk about the story time program.
Okay. Story time will be on Tuesday mornings, and it is done by me, and Marilyn and some other people. We read books and sing songs. It's only a half hour long. The other programs are about 45 minutes. This is a half hour long. It's geared for preschool children ages 3 to 6. Now, if you have an older brother, sister, or something that wants to come, that's fine. Just realize it's geared for that age group. We sing songs, we read books, we have fun. Everybody takes home just a real easy craft to make.
So that is the 2 components so far of the summer reading program. That is the enrichment series at the Bluebell Park, Central Park, Bluebell Pavilion, and then that is the story time, which will be held at the library in the auditorium, because we have a little bit smaller crowd for that.
Do. Yes, we'll have room for that. We're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more about summer reading at the library.
Things a little bumpy in your driveway? Ox Foundation Solutions has the expertise and the know-how to repair cracks, wet basements and crawl spaces, and uneven floors in your home. Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. It's time to get strong. How strong? Ox Strong. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room, to surgery, to cancer treatment, to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with our director at the library, Tracey Thomas. We were just talking about our summer library programs. Has three components. We've talked about the enrichment programs, the outside performers who come in. We talked about story time, which is done in-house. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the summer reading club also. We're going to try and cover all of this in our half hour.
Well, we just want to make it very clear for people that, you know, what we're going to be doing, because we don't want anybody to miss anything this summer. So there are some specifics, though, about the pavilion and being outdoors. We mentioned that we would love for you to bring a chair or a blanket or a towel to sit on so that you can enjoy those programs. But let's also talk, and there's a picture there of Central Park. Let's also talk, Mandy, about drop-off.
Yes, we have a lot of teens that are going to help us this summer, and they'll be wearing shirts similar to this. Our theme is Tails and Tales, so if you see someone with the Tails and Tales shirt on, you'll know they're with the library. You can drive up and drop your children off and go park your car at Sylacauga High School parking lot and then come back. We don't want children there without adults, without a caregiver, a babysitter, something like that. So you can drop them off and come back and find them and sit with them. But I know parking at the high school is a little bit of a walk, but I think that's really the best option for us.
I think so. We want to make it as easy as possible to get your children there. We also recognize that somebody may have a baby in a stroller, they may have a toddler with them. And so we think that if we'll have a place identified with some orange cones where you can pull over on the side of the curb there and you can drop your children off while you go park, because we do want you to come back and be with them, like Mandy said. But we will have some teens there that'll help them get to their seats, because we really don't want kids having to go across the railroad tracks if possible. So that's why we're asking for you to drop them off, and you just go right across railroad tracks and park Sylacauga High School parking lot, walk back over, and then join your kids where the story time, what the programs will happen.
Yes. Our theme, like I said, is Tails and Tales. It's T-A-I-L-S, which is animals to me. That's what we're thinking about. And T-A-L-E-S, stories, fairy tales, fables, all those things. We hope to cover all of those.
Now, these programs that we're talking about at the pavilion over there happen on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Yes.
So would you like to kind of run down the list and tell us a few of the people that'll be with us?
I would love to. This all begins June 7th, and you'll be able to find the schedule. If your kids are in school, they should get one of these, coming home with them in the next week. If not, we have them available online at the library. You can pick one of these up. On Monday, June the 7th, we have Animal Adventures with Jamie Hacker, 6-Day Creatures. They bring live animals. Nothing like live animals. They're so fun. They get to see the animal up close and learn about them. Then on June 9th, that'll be the Wednesday, is Tommy John's. We've had Tommy John's several years. He is wonderful. He has puppets and magic and comedy. He is a great performer and always promotes reading, promotes books. Tales of the Fun Expected, a magical safari. So I'm sure it will have something to do with animals too. On Monday, June 14th, we have a new person that's never been here before. It's Southeastern Raptor Center, Birds of Prey. They are from Auburn, the school at Auburn University. They're coming and I don't know if they'll bring the eagle, that's my hope, but I don't know if they will. But they're going to bring some birds. So how fun to see live birds in action.
Great.
Then June 16th, Louie's Comedy Circus. Louie is coming. He is comedy, magic, puppets, some juggling. He does it all. He is just hilarious. He does a lot of slapstick comedy, kind of, and kids just love that. He is very good. We're excited. We've had him before, and we're excited to have him coming back. Then June 21st, Tail Wagging Tales. We have a storyteller, Barry Stewart Mann. If we've had Barry Stewart Mann, it's been
a long
several
time.
Years ago, but I've heard him tell stories. He is excellent. So that'll be fun. I think that's something different to hear live storytelling. He is great. Then June 23rd, Animal Tales and Tales with Animal Tales. That's a lot of animal tales. They are great. We've had them several times before. Always wonderful. They bring live animals, and it's not just showing the animals, it's teaching you about the animals. But I think the kids learn a lot, and they probably don't really realize it, because
there's a big education component to these programs too.
Yes. They all promote reading, and we're going to learn a lot while we're there too. Then June 28th is Todd Key doing Cirque du Todd. He is a juggler. He's one of the best jugglers I've seen, and is very funny too. He juggles, he does magic, and it's all fun, so a lot of comedy involved there. I'm excited for him to come back. June 30th is Bill Packard, Magic Man, the Magic Man. He does a magic show. We've had him several times. He is a lot of fun too. We've always really enjoyed him. Then we're into July. We do 4 weeks in June, and then we're going to take a week off after July the 4th, I believe it's on a Sunday. We won't be doing any programs that next week.
Yes.
A lot of people are on vacation. Things are closed. July 12th is Bubble Adventure with Kit Killingsworth. This is one program. I've had so many people say, "Oh, I'm so glad you're doing programs. I hope you're going to have that lady that does the bubbles."
The bubble lady.
She is great. She does, it's not just blowing little bubbles. She does a lot of science in her program too. So we're very excited, and I think if we're outdoors, I hope for a slightly windy day that day for bubbles. I think that'll be fun. July 14th is Piccadilly Puppets. We haven't had any of that in a while. We haven't had someone to come do a show with puppets, but she does cat and mouse tales. I think that'll be fun. It's a lot about cats and dogs, and I think how why cats chase mice. So we're excited to have them. It's our first time to have them. Then the very last week is July 19th, A Tale of the Missing Foxtail, Gutsy the Flying Fox. I have seen Gutsy, and we've never had them. He was a gymnast and a mascot for some of the teams. I think they're from Nashville, somewhere in Tennessee. But a lot of jumping and gymnastic type things. So it'll be something different, which will be fun outside. So he'll have a lot of room. That'll be a lot of fun. Our very last program is the Snake Show, one of everybody's favorites. Yarborough's Educational Reptiles. You may have seen the Snake Show when you were younger in school growing up. It's the same group.
So it's a wonderful lineup. Mandy has worked really hard to put this together, and so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some more about the rest of summer reading.
Things a little bumpy in your driveway? Ox Foundation Solutions has the expertise and the know-how to repair cracks, wet basements and crawl spaces, and uneven floors in your home. Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. It's time to get strong. How strong? Ox Strong. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Hi, and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with our director, Tracey Thomas, and we're talking about the summer library programs. Whew, I feel like I've been talking so fast. We've covered quite a bit so far.
It's a big program. There's 3 components, and we just heard you talk about the enrichment series, jugglers, magicians, lots of animals. That will be in Central Park, Bluebell Pavilion on Mondays and Wednesdays, outdoors. Then we've also mentioned story time, which will be held at the library. That will be held in our auditorium, a little bit smaller group, so we can safely social distance there. And those programs are held on Tuesdays.
Everything starts at 10 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 10 o'clock. At our story times, we're going to have fun. We're going to talk about Jungle Jamboree, Down on the Farm, Underwater Adventures, Sly Fox Tales, Once Upon a Time, and then Silly Stories. So we're going to have a lot of fun with music and singing and dancing and reading. I mean, can it get any more fun?
So that's 2 components. So the third component is the summer reading component.
Yes.
And let's talk about that, because I know you've mentioned, like, some parents think, well, I have to work, I can't bring my kids to the story time or to the enrichment, which you can watch on Facebook for up to a
Yes,
week if you
yes.
can't be there in person. But let's talk about the reading component, because anybody can participate in that.
Yes, anybody can. All you do basically is just come to the library, check out books, and you read for prizes. There's more to it than that, but that's basically what it is. When you sign up, you can sign up online at our website, or you can come in. You do have to come in to get your reading log. We just ask you to read books. Write the titles down, bring it back in, and we give you smaller prizes as you go, but then we have some larger prizes that you're going to be trying for.
So people are going to ask, you know, what can I read? What counts as reading? And we do have some online resources that we want to talk
Yes.
about.
Those definitely count. Of course, the books in-house count. They do have to be books that you have gotten through us, whether you check them out or whether you read online. The Abdo, Capstone, and our app. There we go. There's Abdo.
There it is.
You can and Capstone. You come into the library. We will give you the username and the password for Capstone and Abdo, which we've just recently purchased some new books.
Yeah,
There.
and to tell you just briefly what those are, Capstone is the books that actually read to you.
Yes.
If your child logs into that online, they can choose a book, and it will it's an interactive book,
Yes.
and it will actually read the story to them. So that's good for younger readers.
Yes.
And then the Abdo is actually ebooks they're picture books online. So they're fun too, especially for an older reader who's beginning to sound words out.
Yes.
And it will kind of highlight the word and follow along the reading with them. So these are 2 great resources, and these are free online
Yes,
resources.
Free. And our app also, you can download the app to your phone, your tablet, whatever you like to read on. And these are great. I know some people say, oh, I want a real book. Well, I do too, but sometimes if I really want to read something, I can get it on our app.
Absolutely. And
Libby.
Libby is the app that actually has the ebooks loaded on it. It has adult books, it has young adult books, it has children's books on there,
Yes.
and these are full text ebooks, and there are thousands of them on there. So you can just use your library card, load the app, log in with that, but you do need your library card
Yes,
number to get into that. But we just encourage people to use these online resources, because I'm like you, I like to have a book in my hand, but we know summer vacations are coming up. Kids will be at the beach, and maybe parents don't want to risk losing those library books. So it's easy to do the online resources in the car and while you're traveling.
It is. And the app has books that read aloud to kids also.
Great. It's another great resource. Now, Mandy, there's one more fun thing. I know we're going to be running out of time here in a few minutes, but there's a really fun thing that's going on this summer that's a little bit different for us. So let's talk about the scavenger hunt.
Oh, let's do. I want to say one more thing
Sure.
about the Summer Reading Club. I forgot to mention, it is for ages 3 to 18. So if a 3-year-old, we do not expect a 3-year-old to be able to read, but it's books you read to them. We just want you to read as a family. You know, you can read to your 12-year-old if you want to, and that'll be wonderful. And we have prizes. We have one specific prize for the readers 12 and up, which are the wireless earbuds. Everybody wants those because you use them up, they break. So we have those wonderful prizes. You'll have to come in and see those. I wanted to throw that in before we talk about
Absolutely.
the scavenger hunt. The scavenger hunt is something new we've never done. I'm very excited. From the library down to the Sylacauga Board of Education on Broadway, either side, I've talked to several businesses, and we're going to put some storybook characters like Clifford here, some that you might know. We're going to put them in the windows. It'll have his name, Clifford, and it'll have maybe a number. Maybe he's number 7. Then you'll come by the library, pick up a scavenger hunt form, and walk around town. These have clues on them. You'll walk down those, I think it's 2 blocks from the library to the board office, and then back on the other side, and match the clue with the storybook character. You write down the name of the character and the number. And if you finish and everything is correct, come back to the library and we'll give you a prize.
And I want to say too, you know, this is an effort that we want to make to get people walking downtown and visiting some of our downtown area. Downtown looks so good right now.
It does.
And we're so grateful that we see people out walking and visiting, and we just really want to encourage people to come participate in the scavenger hunt as a way of pushing some business downtown as well. to thank those merchants that work so hard. So we think this is going to be a fun thing for kids. We know when the rocks were happening, people loved getting out and walking and looking for rocks, but now they can get out and they can walk and they can look for storybook characters in the windows at the stores.
And you do not have to go inside the store, so if your only time is in the evening, that's fine. They're going to be in the window so you can see them. And I can tell you, as I walked downtown and I talked to several places, they were so excited. The businesses were so excited to be encouraging kids to read, just to encouraging kids to get out with their families and do things.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fun.
We'll be keeping some things posted on our Facebook page about the Scavenger Hunt and about summer reading. And I do want to say, you know, our Facebook page is really good. We have a pretty responsive Facebook page. Sarah works with that a lot. And if you ask a question through Facebook, she usually gets back to you within just a few minutes. So it's a very responsive Facebook page. But I also want to say that our website is really good.
It is.
And it's been redesigned in the last year or so. And so you can go on there and find information. You can find a lot of resources on there. So we're looking forward to a good summer.
We are. I'm very excited. I'm going to go back today and start putting up prizes. We have a large stuffed monkey that we're going to give away. We've got some smaller stuffed monkeys, a mermaid blanket, a Lego dinosaur kit that makes 3 different dinosaurs, a slip and slide, always good in the summer. Everybody loves that, and a bug catcher kit and the wireless earbuds. Those are the prizes that you could try and win with the Summer Reading Club. We also, one thing that we love is a top reader board, because we have some kids that read hundreds of books during the summer, and they love to have their name up on the board that they've read 50 books, they've read 100 books, they've read, you know, however many books. So, and that will go on all summer, and that's a lot of fun. This has been a very challenging year for kids, I know, and we would love to encourage them to keep their reading skills going during the summer, because if you don't read during the summer, you're going to lose what you've learned.
Absolutely, and that's called the summer slide, and we want to do everything we can to encourage that to not happen for students. And so reading and maintaining those skills in the summer is very important. I know we just have about a minute left, Mandy, but I want to clarify registration.
Yes.
If people want to come to the enrichment programs, they do not have to register.
You do not have to register, or the story times. You just show up. That's all you have to do. For the Summer Reading Club, we do ask you to register. You can do that online, or you can come in and do that. But it's we just need name, address, phone number.
Okay.
What books you're reading.
Well, we just really want to encourage you all to come out this summer, but stay in touch with us through Facebook, through the website. And Mandy, I want to thank you and Marilyn Wills both for doing such a good job of rounding up such a good lineup, for working so hard and preparing these materials, and just getting ready to make this a great summer at the Commerce Library.
Well, thank you. Thank you for all your support with all of this. I know it's been so much fun, and this is one of my favorite times of the year, so we hope you will join us at the library. Join us, come to our programs, come to our story time, do the Summer Reading Club. Just please be a part let us be a part of your summertime. Thank you for joining us on Library Connection.